go and earn my pay.
Hard work,
Put my boots on and lace them up.
Hard work,
I got another day to work.
Hard work,
Hard work, that's what they say.
Hard work,
Hard work, I earn my pay.
Hard work,
I got rough, move on now.
Hard work.
Hard work, gentlemen. What's up? What's up? Welcome to another edition of For Veterans by Veterans, episode number 29. We coming at you, man. We all the way in your throat, man. We almost got a whole year that's gone, fellas. So I want to introduce everybody. I'm one of the co-hosts. You can call me Mike or Michael. We got my man Jamal from the Parts of Unknown. We got my man Walton all the way from Roll Tide. What's up, fellas? How y'all doing, man?
What's going on, man?
It's going. It's going.
Hey, going. Hey, as long as it's going, man, we can deal with everything else. So, fellas, man, how was y'all week, man? How was the week? You know, this past week, past 6 days.
On my end, it was all right. Outside of the news we got the other day, same old. Just working and getting ready for the holidays, getting ready for family and friends to come around. So excited about that. So yeah,
Right.
all right.
Right, pretty much same deal. Just getting ready for this holiday, trying to take it easy till the end. Boy.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that, man. Y'all got them turkeys ready for Thursday?
Mine's still frozen.
Fresh out the grease. Fresh out the grease.
Oh, fresh out the grill. That's what I'm talking about. I thought you might have threw it on the grill.
No. I think I'm next year. I'll probably do like I smoke and fry one, but this year I'm gonna go back to old school. We're going back frying them again. So
Okay, ain't nothing wrong with that, man. Thanksgiving, I don't think I'm doing no cooking. I'm just a taste tester. That's my job, man. Matter of fact, I got a mask. My aunt brought me a mask. Maybe last year. Yeah, I think last year. Had to be last year. Brought me a mask. I'm the official pie taster.
Okay.
So I'll let you know if the pie is ready or not. So fellas, man, we ain't gonna waste no time, man. We're gonna get into our topic for the day. You know, the black eye of justice. You know, and I think I titled it that way because, you know, right now, or not maybe right now, maybe not maybe. Justice has always had a black eye, you know, when it comes to the way that we see it in our communities, you know, and we this past week you referred to it earlier, Jamal, about the news that we got, you know, with the Rittenhouse kid, you know, and he was found not guilty on all charges, you know, and after that took place, you know, the crocodile tears started flowing. You know, and there was a mixed reaction all across the country about, you know, what took place in the case. Was he guilty? Was he not guilty? You know, people bringing in politics and all that stuff, man, you know. And, you know, here on this show, you know, man, we talk about what's right and what's wrong, man. You know, ain't no gray area here, man. What's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. And what took place with the verdict the other day, me personally, I felt it was wrong because I take myself and put myself in that same position. I'm never getting out. Like if that's me up there defending my family, running down the road, somebody done broke into my house, and me and my cousin had this conversation earlier today. Somebody kick in my door, and I let one loose off at them, and they start running down the road, and I go chase them. I'm never getting out. I'll never see the light of day. That's our justice system, you know. But the courts saw that it was fit that this young man, Kyle Rittenhouse, that he was self-defense. So I want to get y'all reaction. What were you guys? And I start with you first. I'm gonna start with Walton first today, Jamal, and we'll come to you second. Because Walton was like our CNN guy. He was keeping us, alert on everything, what was going on. And so, we want to come to you. You are Bob Costas on this, man. So we want to. I can't think of the dude on CNN, man. And Cooper Anderson. You are Cooper Anderson on this, man. So, I want to come to you and ask you, as you went through the whole case, like, what were your original thoughts and feelings when the verdict came down?
When the verdict came down, to be honest with you, the thoughts and feelings I had started even before they started closing arguments. It started the night of the incident to, just that whole thing. I mean, that you could, that whole example you used about chasing someone that did do something wrong to you and shooting them down, that would be what they call premeditated, because you could have done so many other things. To see something that you perceive as danger or trouble or something like that, and go to it, leave the safety of your home and go to it, and provoke someone to even, say anything to you or do anything to you, so you do have a chance to use your AR-15. That I don't know. It's kind of like, in my opinion, you asking for it, and other people perceive you as a shooter. Everyone out there with protection or whatever, no one else got killed and no one else got hurt, and doing all this other vandalism things and type stuff like that. But here you didn't kill 2 people, and you shot 3 and killed 2 of them because you claim self-defense in a situation you put yourself in. It reminds me of another situation where someone's walking with the hood on in a slight rain with some Skittles and approached by a complete stranger. They don't know and never seen in their life, and get into an altercation and get their behind whooped. And now all of a sudden it's self-defense. Before, I had these feelings way before the verdict. So by the time they did say not guilty and stuff, I just, I couldn't do nothing but shake my head, because I already knew the way this was going. Proud of the city, the town, and the area around for keeping the peace. That was pretty good, and I'm disappointed that the families who are the victims, I call the victims, skipping your buddy there, Rittenhouse, the judge, they're victims. My condolences for the families, in that situation.
All right. I think I did some. I think I took him off. Sorry about that, Walt. I'm playing around with this new gadget I got, man.
Yeah.
Okay. So Jamal, man, we're coming to you. How did you feel when you heard the verdict?
I'm tired. I got one word. It's tired, man. Look, whether you because they did have, I did go back and watch, and they had testimony where it does look like self-defense as far as when he shot the one surviving individual and potentially the other individuals. And okay, that's fine, but can we just get a fair, like, if the prosecution got to prove their case and go against the judge, Like, I mean, come on, man. If y'all got a solid case, can we just go with the case, the facts? Can we not have the judge let the defendant pick their own jurors and make comments where you say that the people that were shot wasn't victims? And come on, man. Like, and I'll just even put it this way. Like, let's say it's January 6th. Let's say myself was dropped off because I wanted to go protest against the protesters that was going to the Capitol. And I did something similar. Do you think I would have got that kind of benefit of the doubt? I don't think so.
Heck no.
I don't think so. Not at all. And I mean, he was looked at like when you have an issue where black people are portrayed in a certain light or brown people are portrayed in a certain light, usually you get these words. You get thug, you get looter, you get hood or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle Rittenhouse, before the case even started, before we even got to this point, was hero. He was going up there. He's American, using his rights. And then the one charge that could stick, that they charged him with, the judge throws out. That dude wasn't even, he could not buy the gun legally. He had it. It was okay for him to, go cross state lines with a gun he wasn't even supposed to have, and then end up shooting 3 people. Like I said, whether you agree that the defense proved a reasonable doubt, okay, you can go with that. But it just seemed like it was just unfair. If the case was solid, then the case was solid. You didn't need the judge to add salt and pepper to it and do all the extra stuff that he did. I thought that was foul. I really did. I mean, we live in a country that espouses this great American dream and these great values. And at one time, I did believe in all of that stuff. And I kind of am hopeful that we maybe someday get there. But every day that goes by, I'm, kind of reminded me, kind of feel like maybe we won't ever get there. And maybe we need to put an asterisk in those values. Maybe for some of the people, not all. Because
this is the same thing Frederick Douglass was talking about in his book. Frederick Douglass. And we know how long ago that was. Some of the same things we're talking about right now. This is what he was talking about. So I don't know, man. It's it's hopeful, yeah, but it's been a long time.
Right. So let me ask you this right here. If that took place and we're in the military, and say he's in the army and that happens on base, what do you think the outcome is?
I think the outcome would be similar because he had video evidence, and they actually had the witness, the one guy who got shot, actually said, well, he didn't shoot me till I pointed my gun at him. So, I mean, that's damning in itself. That's enough for reasonable doubt. That being said, the gun charge would have stuck. Right. You know what I'm saying? And you wouldn't have had a bias. The judge would have stayed neutral. He didn't add his bias opinions and all that foolishness to the case, And that, whether you want to believe it or not, affected, I believe, the jurors. Like, if the case is solid, let's go with the case. Let's go with the facts of the case. Let's not all add all this extra stuff with your views and your biases. That dang old lady justice supposed to be blind, but I mean, apparently not.
No. She got a black eye now. She got a black eye. Hey, so let me ask you this right here. So I'm listening to all the different broadcasts talking about it, and I heard this on one particular show that they was talking about, and they claimed that the prosecutor gave an alley hoop, and the judge slam dunked it because they didn't stay with the gun charges. They dropped the gun charges.
The judge kicked the gun charges out.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The judge dropped them. The prosecutor would still had that on there. The judge that was like 2 days before they went to the final, deal, the final argument. He dropped him. He got him up out of there. So his interpretation of the law was, no, it don't matter. Yeah, different.
Right. And when I saw when they had the argument, in court, and they was talking about the different motions, and to me, it almost looked like the judge, like he was defending his grandson.
Right.
Yeah.
It almost looked like this is my grandson right here, and he didn't do this, and and I'm not gonna allow you to do that, and and the prosecutor was like, well, they opened the door, and if they open the door, why can't we walk through it? And the judge, he like got really, really, really upset about that. And when I saw that, I said, he's defending his grandson.
Right. He wasn't neutral at all.
He wasn't. He had switched over sides, and he was like, this is my grandson, and I'm not going to allow I'm not going to allow the prosecutor to prosecute him the way he should be prosecuted. Right. So whatever way I can to create leverage towards, the defense, I'm going to do that.
Right.
I mean, I don't mean to interrupt you, Pat. I just want to throw this out there. What would it be like if a whole bunch of people of color decided they wanted to be vigilantes?
Yeah.
Well, now I'll say this: it all depends on who they being vigilantes against.
Oh, okay, so
if we're being vigilantes against ourselves, it's Chicago. Ain't nobody really gonna do nothing. Mm-hmm. But
I'm talking about vigilantes against, like Walt brought up Trayvon Martin. What if the father said, "I'm not waiting for the trial.
Right.
I'm dropping this right here." What if the kid that got shot in the park, parents was like, "Oh no, I'm not waiting for the trial."
Rice.
Right.
What about the guy who was in Ohio Walmart in an open carry state? Oh, wait, Rice was in that same state, and they shot him. What if these people just said, "You know what? I'm gonna go out
take
here
the law in our own hands,
and see what happens."
Right.
Take the law in our own hands.
Do you think that judge or any judge would afford you those opportunities to pick your own jurors?
Nope. It'd have been victims all over the place.
Yeah.
It'd have been thugs and damn looters and all that everywhere.
Yeah. And you would have heard Akon singing in the background. I'm locked up. They won't let me out.
Yeah, if you make it to jail. Yeah.
Yeah, if you made it to jail.
Mm-hmm. Let's not forget that whole thing was over Black Lives Matter. Yeah, that's in the back of their mind. Cause see, when they shot Breonna in her own damn home, nobody felt any pity for her. She shouldn't have been this, she shouldn't have this and that. It was all kind of crap against her, even though she got shot in her own home. No sympathy whatsoever. None. Back to blue then.
Yeah.
Back to blue, even though they bust up and somebody else shoot somebody that's in their own house sleep. And another case similar to that happened. I think they actually got that cop. Yeah, nobody, no pity there. No. So why are they backing this guy up so much? Why they believe in this dude so hard?
Man, I'm telling you, man, he looked like the sun. He looked like the heir. That's the next heir, and he's remorseful for it. He's sorry. There was no intent. Everybody on that jury, when they looked at him, I know this kid. That's my cousin.
All white jury.
Right, that's my cousin.
Come on, man.
That's Sandy's son. That's Sandy boy. Right. That's Rachel's kid. They know him. So if they know him, and now this is my argument against it. this is my argument again. I play the advocate to it, you know. In our community, we don't do jury duty. You know,
He picked his own jury though.
We'll skip jury duty like a mug. But when you also listen to it, it says you will be judged by your peers. You know, and they've been judged. He was being judged by his peers. You know, I would expect if I had to go to court and I'm gonna be judged by my peers, the same neighborhood I live in, those are my peers. You know, so if I live in a neighborhood and there are only brown and black people in that neighborhood, that's all I should be judged by, because that's all he was judged by. You know, and most people in those cases, you know, you can even go back to the I heard a guy was talking about the Bill Cosby case. You know, they took it and put it into another county. You know, those were not his peers. Those are people of that county. You know, so how do we, let me ask y'all this, man. So how do we create or balance out? Like, what do we have to do to create some kind of change in this system, in this black eye justice system? How do we create change in that? Because the rioting, you're right, Walt. I'm glad I ain't seen no rioting down here either. So I'm glad that we did not do that, because that doesn't work. So how do we create that change?
Right.
That's the $1 million question. I mean, because like Walt just said, Frederick Douglass is talking about the same stuff back in his time. We talking about right now.
Right now, we're gonna have to get more people into legislation. You have to get more people on the bench, more people in these. That's the thing.
How are you gonna do that? They change the rules to the game every time. You vote
every time,
and all of a sudden, a fair vote turns into somebody says it's not fair. They come up with some new rules. They change the zones, the voting areas, which predominantly brown and black. They change that up so that they can make it skewed to their advantage. And then they go, oh, now it's fair because you got your butt the last time. So I mean, I'm hopeful. No, I'm not hopeful no more. I'm done, bro. I'm done. They gonna do what they do. That's. I'm to that point now. I'm serious. I'm so tired of watching this. Like I said, oh boy, the defense did what they were supposed to do. They proved a reasonable doubt. They provided reasonable doubt in that case. That being said, the judge fingerprints is all over it before we even get to the deliberation. Before we even get to that, we can't even get. You can't even go based off of the facts of the case. You got to add your salt and pepper to it. And you're supposed to be the neutral guy. But we know how many times you had a case where you really actually know the judge's name. You like the judge supposed to be like the referee. I ain't supposed to know who you are.
Right.
You're supposed to be right down the middle. I know what your cell phone ringtone sound like. I know talking about Chinese. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Hey, so what you saying is that he would not have allowed Mike Tyson to bite Holyfield ear off. He would have been right there in it.
I guess so. Yeah. He would have stopped. Yeah, it wouldn't even got to that. It wouldn't even. I mean, and this is ridiculous. And then whether I don't care what side of the aisle you on, what you believe happened in this case or not, can you at least understand why black and brown people would be upset? Can you at least see, like, okay, yeah, I believe he had reasonable doubt, but damn, that judge had a whole bunch of stuff to add to the case. Man, he just wow. And then before you got to the case, Kyle Rittenhouse is like up here like some kind of hero or something. Like he did some kind of great
thing. Like he did something. So now you're gonna have more vigilantes. Yeah, now you're gonna have more inspired vigilantes. And I'm just letting you know, if you come around this way, you can get your damn head blown off. I ain't even playing no games with it. You blow your cape right off you.
Yeah, say they gonna be on. They gonna be chucking them down with the AR-15.
I
Hey,
mean, hey,
look, man.
I'm right along with the Second Amendment. I believe you should have the right to bear arms, but to take yourself to leave the safety of my home and go somewhere that I've already seen on television that is a dangerous area, to go there and put myself in that and then claim self-defense. How can you do that? How can you do that?
But wasn't he? Didn't they say he was protecting a family business or something like that?
Some business he ain't know nothing about. They ain't know him. He wasn't hired, no authority or nothing like that. See what I'm saying? You done opened up a whole can of worms.
Right.
You done opened up a whole can now. So here come the copycats. Here come the copycats. Yeah, you didn't open up a whole can.
Because one of the videos, he was down the street. So, and it looked like residential. Looked like it was a residential neighborhood where he shot the one guy.
Yeah,
The
because
guy
he
that
left his
testified
area.
in court.
Yeah, where he was and protected, and wasn't nothing happening. So he had to go look for something.
Had to go look for something.
Yeah.
Man, look, come on, man. That's your case right there. That's your case. Now look,
hey.
look. If he would have been on the property and they come on the property, that's one thing. But this man said, "Hey, man, ain't nothing going on over here. Let me go over there
Shoot
with
somebody.
an AR, and I'm running." And he looked excited.
Right.
Like he looked like somebody had done juiced him up. Had done turn that little thing in the back. Remember the little toys to be back in the day? You wind them up, yeah, and then you let it go. That's what he looked like.
So how the police pass by this dude? How the police pass by this guy with an AR-15 strapped to him?
He didn't look like he was violent. He didn't look like
he didn't look like that guy in Walmart that got shot.
Yeah, he didn't look like the suspect.
All the people over there, well, I won't say all of them, but there's a lot of folks over there that look like him. So how you pass by this guy? Cops, come on, man. You so you looking and you observing and you see something just out of place. There's a male with a AR strapped to him, and there's all this chaos and
he had the right going on. He had the right to carry a gun.
That don't get your attention. Really?
Look at them different ways.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe I don't know what kind of training. I don't know.
I mean, you made a perfect point. How is it different when you see him running down the street, but you saw a little kid in the park playing and somebody called, and you come out the car, guns blazing.
2 seconds. 2 seconds.
Shot him down.
Killed the 12-year-old.
And the same kind of media was feeding off of that stuff, and then all of a sudden, oh man, wait, this guy's a hero. He went up there to defend property. Kid was just playing in the park.
Well, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. I did ask the question earlier, and I'm putting together a series of books about people that I know, and I'm turning them into superheroes, for the next generation to read about, and hoping to inspire them to want to become, police officers and firefighters and lawyers and judges, and all these positions that, we, that we're just not heavily populated in, and I got a chance to talk to at an event earlier in the week, and when we got finished, one of the people that I met at the event, she was like, so how do we communicate with the youth? And I said, you got to be amongst them to communicate with them. You know, especially in our community, in the Black and brown community, you have to be amongst them. And so, and I know that's off of the Rittenhouse, you know, but my take, I'm more so on the prevention side of it. You remember we used to go to the motor pool on Mondays. You got to do your 5988. You know, y'all got to come turn it in to me, you know, and see
Yeah.
what's going on, preventive maintenance. Like that's kind of what I'm looking at, and where I'm trying to take inventory is how much preventive maintenance that we can do on our side to help us possibly in the future. You know, and for some reason, man, I got a crazy amount of hope that, you know, this thing will catch fire. And, you know, I may not see it. We may not see it in our lifetime, but hopefully, you know, our kids, you know, and I know we've said this. I heard, was it maybe Muhammad Ali on a video, and he was talking about his granddad said that, you know, things would change, and his dad said things would change, and then it got to him, and it was the same old, you know. And this was almost 70 years ago, and it's the same thing going on today, you know. But I don't know. I still just got a crazy amount of hope that eventually, you know, it'll catch fire. You know, eventually in our community will start producing what we need, you know, to where we will have a voice, you know, and a powerful voice, if that makes sense.
Right.
You know. So fellas, let me ask you this right here. Where do we go from right now, from this point? Where do we go? How do we what are the steps that we need to do to move forward in our community? Well, we'll start with you. I know it's a hard question.
Yeah, it's a tough question, because when you think you're making progress and you think stuff is starting to come together, it's stuff like this happen to let you know, hey, people have stood their ground. They're going back to their roots, you know. It's like, well, dang, we ain't got nowhere. Am I the only one in this kumbaya circle or whatever? Uh, it's it seemed like you're taking 3 steps and then 2 steps back, or 4 steps back. I mean, we got vigilantes out here, and then you know, we got our own problems as it is, you know. Um, Regular things going on wherever you're from, or whatever thing is going on there, you got to deal with. You got police here, you know. You got to worry about that now. Making sure, you know, they don't mistake your cell phone or your license as a weapon or something, you know. It's really hard for me to say, you know, where to go from here, because my mind is still blown. I thought we were getting somewhere for a second, and I'm looking at social media, and I'm seeing people, you know, are changing their IDs and stuff to this guy Rittenhouse or whatever. They're celebrating this, and I thought, wow, you know, what? I ain't see no pictures of the officers from January 6th. I ain't see anything about them on there. What about them heroes? I haven't seen you know, Colin Powell's pictures. I haven't seen you know, there's a lot of been fallen people that's done great things for this nation that I'm not seeing that, but here this guy is, and you wanna put him on your profile. You wanna idolize him. You want him on a T-shirt or a little button or whatever. And I don't know where to go from here.
Yeah, man, they doing that. That little Kyle, man. You remember little Kyle?
Sure.
He used to come to Sydney birthday party. That little Kyle, man. Come on.
I don't get it, man. I don't get it.
Jamal, man, come on, talk to us, man. Give it to us, man. Give it to us.
I don't really.
I know you got one step we can do, man. One step.
I don't have one, bro. I don't have one positive thing to say. I mean, we live in a country where the KKK and BLM, people have more vitriol against BLM.
Yeah,
You
don't
have
make
more
any
people running
sense.
over tearing stuff off people's houses. You ain't have nothing to say about these guys out here with tiki torches, protesting. Oh, that's their American right. Okay, cool. Somebody come out here and say, hey, something ain't fair. This ain't right. This is an injustice, so on and so forth. You get told to shut up. You get people tearing down BLM signs. You got people coming up with all lives matter. You got all this and that. I just keep thinking about that scene in A Time to Kill where, Matthew McConaughey describes that scene with the little girl being beaten and raped. And then he says, now imagine that person was white. And I think if you go and look at majority of these cases that go down like this, literally somebody needs to come in there and break that down for the jurors every freaking time for to even have a fair shot. I mean, we literally got a judge, this person that's supposed to be the most neutral right down the line. And then we got another case where the judge outlined the defense doing some crazy stuff with the jury and doing all that foolishness, and that wasn't. And he called it out, but I mean, could they have done something about it? I wonder if the judge in the Kyle Rittenhouse case would have been over there. Would he done something about the jury?
Oh, shit.
You know what I'm saying? Just the unfairness, and it's. I know I sound like a Debbie Downer, but you think about the values that I was raised that this country espouses, the American dream, everybody treated fairly and equally, everybody having a shot at the American dream and living it and being able to have a safe place to work and take care of their families and provide and just have a fair shot. And I don't know that that's the case anymore, man. I really don't. And I hate to say it like that, but I don't see anything positive, especially within the last 10, 15 years going, and then I think about it, the last 10, 15 years, I'm like, has it been like this the whole time? And we just was out here trying to get ahead, trying to live our life, and we didn't notice. And now it's being put in our face because we got cameras in our pocket.
Right. Chess versus checkers, baby. Chess versus checkers. And we still got another case out there, So, I know, we
There
already
be no
kind of
peace
know where
after that one,
gonna
boy.
go. Yeah.
Yeah, you let that one go. I don't think you're gonna.
Yeah, that one ain't gonna be. That one ain't gonna be nice, there, boss. That one is not gonna be nice.
They didn't even want to try the case. The dude who did the video, he's one of the damn defendants. They didn't want to try the case, and then the video comes out. Oh, I guess we got to do something.
Right.
That shows you how fair this system is.
Right.
Yeah. That one there. If that one go the way that they planning it's gonna go, they already got the insurance companies. They done already told them, listen, going to get ready to pay their money out because it's gonna be a terror zone.
Right.
But the thing is that it's a terror zone in our communities.
Yeah, but it's the same.
So they don't really. It doesn't really matter.
We just get depressed. We're this opioid. What they call it? Opioid crisis.
Crisis, yeah.
Oh yeah, opioid crisis versus the crack epidemic. Seems similar to me. Wow,
Yep.
We got insurance and people going to get help and
going to get help for that crap. But the crack, we're gonna bust in folks' house with tanks and armored trucks and crap.
Look,
wow.
And come on, man. Let's if we got the same stuff like these guys got for the same empathy. There you go. The same empathy that these guys got for the opioid epidemic. Would the cocaine epidemic or crack epidemic been the same?
They even came out with another drug to help them, Suboxone, to help them get off of that meth. They ain't
Yeah,
come
man.
up with another drug for crack.
Yo, no, they did. It was called jail.
Jail, just jail, just jail.
Mandatory. You getting the
Period.
mandatory sentence.
And
Put you in
how
jail for
did
the
it
rest of
get
your
into
life.
those neighborhoods?
Hmm. 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 You gotta ask them
Man, look
alphabet
at
boys that, man.
Iran Contra. You might want to look at that. I'm just saying this
Leroy
came.
ain't got no doggone boat.
Yo,
Craig ain't got
right.
no plane.
And you know, Ricky got that big boat down there, man. You finna go down there, you gonna fly it back across, man. You know how Ricky do, man.
Man, shoot. Come
You
on
know
now.
how Ricky do it, man.
Now you saying Ricky this and Ricky that, but if any one of us three dress a certain type of way or talk a certain type of way, we are looked at in a different light. And that word thug or hood or something is gonna come up. And we up here in our damn 40s.
Right.
If my pants sag, if I felt like I just didn't feel like putting on a belt one day, and I just was running into the store and get something. Oh, he might be a thug. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him.
Thug, yeah.
Like they show. Or I come out to the parking lot. I've had this happen many occasions. Come out to the parking lot, walk into my car, motherfucker. My bad. Excuse me. Somebody would have their purse or look a certain type of way and go across the street like I'm that guy. I've lived in a neighborhood where I've gone to the store in my uniform when I was in. Oh, thank you for your service, man. Awesome. And then go back to that same store in the evening because I forgot something in street clothes. And I've never been no flashy dude. None of that. Sweatpants, t-shirt. And I get the same kind of people that was like, oh man, thank you for your service. People.
Yeah.
Having their clutch and they keep moving up like I'm some kind of or something.
Right.
But
like
we talking about
you a vigilante.
Yeah. Yeah. But what can we do? I heard D.L. Hughes said the most dangerous place for a black person to live is in white people's minds. I think that is true.
Right.
I think and they got a saying that say whatever's on your mind, I'm gonna put on your behind.
we can't do that without going to jail.
So yeah, you think what you want.
Well, that's why that movie that the guy made, I can't remember the name of it. The dude, he made the movie by Nat Turner.
Nat Turner?
Yeah.
He named it after the racist movie. It was
right. It was the #1 selling movie of all time until the blue people took over.
Right.
100 years later.
Birth of a Nation.
Yeah, Birth of a Nation.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, and that movie and it's been going on. Like it's we get into the holidays. It's probably a tradition. To where it's gonna be looked at.
It's played in the White House.
Right.
Yeah.
This is a tradition. And so that myth that you see every year, so now, and then along with the media, it's true. It's true. So now when something really happens, there's no empathy for it, Jamal, because in my mind, what I've been brainwashed to believe is true, and that is not true. So I can't give you any empathy.
Yeah,
I can't feel for you what you're going through. It makes no sense.
Right, because we're not human beings at all.
Right.
We don't go through the same stuff that everybody else goes through.
Right. Based on what I've been given and taught, and so, and so that makes it, valid it makes it valid in their mind, and really the only thing you got to do is, like if we sat down and had conversations, like we all go through the same stuff. we all bleed, we all have the same emotions, you know, and what right is, and that's why I tell people in these schools, when you say, especially black boys, well, he should know better. We just had a judge in a case that's about 70-something years old that should know better. That should know better, but he did not do better.
Nope.
But we respect a little kid. Well, he should know better. And I always tell people this. I always tell teachers this and educators, especially about black boys, or just kids in general. How do you know they know better? Because when they're at home, if that's what's done at home, then that's right.
Right.
When they come here, they're not here. Like, this isn't their home. So this is only right here, but whatever taught is home, that's right to them. And so when they come here, we have to teach them, well, this is right here, you know? And so I think that's kind of what it's almost it's almost a universal thing now, because what Rittenhouse was taught at home, the same thing the judge was taught, that's right.
Right.
And what we think is right is obviously wrong.
As it go back to what I was saying, like if we as Americans, we all this is the greatest country ever, and I believe that to a certain extent. I don't know that we uphold those ideals that we say we do. But that being said, we all have these great values, but it just seems like when it's a different group of people, those values go out the window, because we got to make sure that these other people know their place. That's my opinion. That's what it seems like to me. Every time, a lot of these cases that we've seen, I mean, like we talked about the George Floyd case. I was happy to the outcome of the case, but I wouldn't have been surprised if they would have said, oh no, he was on his neck for 10 minutes and it was justified. I wouldn't have been surprised. I mean, we in the 90s, we had a case, and Walt alluded to this, where they moved the case out of Los Angeles into another county, another area where it was predominantly white. The jury was all white, and all those cops got off. Every last one of them got off for the Rodney King. Every last one of them. And you go back and look at that tape, and you tell me that was not excessive force or anything. And they had the nerve to say, "Oh, we felt like our life was in danger." People was running around, skipping, doing Michelangelo, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle nunchuck chops to the dude.
Yeah.
Right.
Scot free. All of them got off. All of them. And then we sitting up here and we talking about, oh man, America, equality, justice, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Everybody can have a shot at it, so on and so forth. And that's where me personally, it's just starting to break down, where I'm like, I don't know that all that stuff that I've been taught, I don't know all that stuff that I believed in is true anymore. I don't know if it ever was. I just believed it, and I thought.
Or let me. It was an ideal.
Yeah,
it was an ideal, you know, and if you say an ideal long enough, people might start believing it. But you don't believe the ideal. You just saying it, you know. Hey, don't y'all do this. I know I'm doing it, but don't y'all do it.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Wait till another war break out. Yeah. We're gonna be back with the gang again. Yeah. Oh, appreciate your service.
Right.
Oh, thank you for all you do.
Right. You know, and you know, and you know, we're gonna get ready to close in a minute. You know, some people may look at this episode, you know, and like, man, them guys, they think in one way, you know, and yeah, we're thinking the right way. Like we serve this country. You know, if you add up all our years, we probably got over 40 years of service. You know, maybe even 60 years of service. You know, because even when I got out the military, I still been, you know, and I always tell people this. Since I was 18 years old, I'm 41. I've either been fighting for my country, or I've been fighting for my community, or working in my community, serving in my community since I was 18 years old. You know, giving that next generation some hope, you know, that they may not have, you know, and so we are the front lines and we see it from a different point of view. And it's our point of view that we're seeing it, and we're sharing that point of view with the world, because nobody ever really hears our voice, you know. And so that's what we're doing on this show. Our voice is being heard, even if you're not. Somebody gonna be up 3 o'clock in the morning. They gonna see this episode and they gonna be like, "Yeah, man, that's what I'm talking about. That's my dog. They telling me how I see." You know,
and even if you don't, if you could at least, I mean, I believe we'd be getting somewhere if you can at least see the frustration, where it's coming from. If you can just at least see that, then I okay, all right, I see where it comes from. I might not agree. And then we can get some common ground. But
some
if
understanding.
you can't even see the frustration, like I said, the defense did what they were supposed to do in the Kyle Rittenhouse case. There was a reasonable doubt. If you saw the testimony from the defendant, from the one of the prosecutors' witnesses, one of the gentlemen who got shot and survived, said, "Hey, he didn't shoot me till I pointed my gun at him." That's reasonable doubt. It's a wrap. But from that point on, all I'm saying is,
and that's nice, Jamal. You're right. We're not talking about them. We're talking about the judge.
Yeah. Can we get an equal, fair, impartial, neutral judge to do his job? I don't need to know what the judge ringtone is. I don't need to know what he want to have for lunch. I don't need to know any of that. I don't need to know that you put this dude up here and he picked his jury and all of that good stuff. And if you're going to do that, fine, cool, whatever. Afford that opportunity to everybody.
To everyone.
Everybody. Right. Everybody. You know. So, all right, closing comments, man. Walt, what you got?
Man. Oh boy, God bless her. Heaven help us all. Like Ray Charles said, heaven help us all, man. I don't completely agree with it, but it is what it is. And I say, hey, spread love across the board, black, white, brown, yellow, red, it don't matter. Justice should be blind. Justice should be blind, man. And I do believe in the Second Amendment. I do believe in self-defense. I don't see that it makes any sense to put yourself in a bad predicament like that and then claim self-defense. I don't think that makes any sense, but hey, it is what it is. We're gonna go with it, man.
All right, Jamal, what's your closeout statement?
I guess I would. I've been thinking about this for a while. I read a quote. Marcus Aurelius, one of his quotes out of Meditations was, "Don't tell me what a good man should be one." I would say the same thing for this country. Don't tell me that you're a great country. Be one.
Right.
That's all I got.
Boy, as the preachers would say, boy, that'll preach there now. That'll preach there, boy. That'll preach. If we had a preacher on here, that'll preach right there now. You know, so I look, I'm going to borrow that quote, and it's gonna be, I'm putting it in. I'm gonna put it around my neck, man. It's gonna be one to go around my neck.
Well, don't get a gold chain or a tattoo. You might be considered a thug or something.
I ain't no tattoo. I got no goals, no tattoos, none of that. You know, hardworking man.
Yeah.
So you know, I guess y'all summed it up for me, man. My last words would be, in the words of Spike Lee, do the right thing.
Right.
All right.
Hey, man, God bless you, and we love you.
Hard work,
Hard work.
hard work,
Hard work. Hard work. Work.
there you go.
Hard work. Work.
Everybody doing it right.
Hard work. Work.
Hard work, that's what they say.
Hard work. Work.
Hard work, earn my pay.
Hard work. Work.
Hard work, do it every day.
Hard work. Work.
Get up out of 2:45.
Hard work.
Ready
Work.
to go and earn my pay.
Hard work.
Put
Work.
my boots on and lace them up.
Hard work.
I got another day to work.
Hard work. Work.
Hard work, that's what they say.
Hard work. Work.
Hard work, I earn my pay.
Hard work.